DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, I hope you're all well because things aren't going so well in the world right now, are they? Yeah, so it's Thursday. No, sorry, it's Friday. I just got a message. No, somebody just tweeted on my watch. Yeah, so I just got, today's Friday. I thought it was Thursday, but no, it's TGIF. And lots going on over here. We're going to have a big, I was going to say, the head of the government in Switzerland is going to be making a press conference in a bit. And we're kind of expecting that they're going to have even more stringent measures because of the coronavirus problem over here. It's quite big, actually. I mean, it's not like I feel in danger myself. I am being careful. I mean, there's a lot. They say stay by yourself. I'm all alone here having lunch. But, they are talking about closing the schools. And they've closed some borders, at least partially. And if they close down the schools, well, then there's going to be a lot of people actually out. I mean, if they close the schools, are the kids going to stay at home? I shouldn't be touching my face, by the way. So I don't know. They did close all the schools and a lot of the activities down in Ireland, so I had to cancel my trip, and if I had not canceled it, it would have been canceled as such anyway, because, that's just the way it is. I mean, I would not have anybody to meet over there. So they've closed it at least until the end of the month. So, yeah, so no traveling over there anyway for the moment. But I'm not looking forward to trying to rebook the flight. I've heard that it's been a real pain in the butt to do that. Anyway, I was going to talk about that. I was going to talk about an article that I got out of the New York Times. When was this? The 19th of February, quite a while back, actually. It's all bent up. So it's, what was the world's worst smell? Oh, there's a bird over there telling me somebody's coming. I don't know. So it was kind of interesting because, I mean, there's a little cartoon here, about garlic. And garlic is not the world's worst smell by far. But it's true that some people really don't like the smell of it. But they were looking at that, and they were saying, like many years ago, they were trying to make, you could say the mother of all stink bombs. And they had, it was in the Department of Defense in 1998. And they had worked on actually making the perfect latrine smells to help, they said to mimic the scent of military field latrines. Wow, that must be nice. And things like that. And then they were talking about something called an aromatic liquid as the base of the stink bomb recipe, calling it stench soup. Well, I mean, wow, think about a great job. And imagine you coming home every night and you've worked on something called stench soup. Ugh. Anyway, so there was something they were going on, and I remember my days as a young chemist working with a compound called thioacetone. And I think they call that, it's like Satan on a throne of rotting onions or something like that. But anyway, I'm trying to find out where, because this thioacetone, anyway, is something that smells really bad. And actually what happens is it probably reacts into something that's close a bit to worse than methyl mercaptan. Methyl mercaptan is a product that they put into into gas, so that you will, if you have a leak in your kitchen or something and you're using gas, so that you can actually smell it. And that is something that, but it really is by far not the worst. But they were talking about one of the byproducts that can come from these. They call it the gem dimercaptan, things that I think I've actually worked with as a young student. But anyway, the idea is that they were looking at, they were saying, if you could make, a really big stink, could you stink up the whole world? And they make calculations. I mean, isn't it great? I mean, all the people have so much time to do these important things. And they were showing that, if you had like a reservoir, I don't know how large the reservoir actually was, but that you could actually, consider getting a stink that would go all around the world. I suppose, of course, you'd have to concentrate all that stuff together and leak it out. So what was it saying? You know, it was a small sphere, so they kind of like make these little drawings. Isn't it nice? They must have had their kids work on it. What is kind of nice, though, is that they were saying, you know, like, okay, so you got all these strong smells that could really stink up the world. Nice. Really nice, isn't it? But the fact is that they were saying that not all strong smells are bad, and that actually some of the strongest smells in the world, well, probably the lowest odor detection, they said, lowest odor detection threshold is vanillin, the main component of vanilla extracts. And they were saying that 0.1 to 0.2 micrograms, that's really very little, per cubic meter, I mean, something like that, which meant that 1 or 2 oil tankers of vanillin could actually be used as an air freshener for the whole planet. Well, sounds kind of interesting, isn't it? Really nice and stinking. Yeah. Now, actually, there's a chemist here that was writing the article, and he was saying that one of the worst smells that he ever thought of was some silicone-based product, which was used with dimethyl sulfide, which he used with silicone for something called a Peterson olefination, and that on its own made an unbelievably horrible smell. And I do remember making those reactions myself, and I agree. That is probably one of the worst smells that I had ever had in my life. Yeah. So in today's world, though, it is true that when you're walking along, you know, some people would say, oh, you're near a farm and it stinks. Well, you know, actually, I always find it, you know, fresh cow manure, I don't find it smells bad at all, actually. But that's suggestive. So why don't you tell me, what is your worst smell? Oh, be careful in the comments. Okay, yeah, so we got to laugh a little bit, you know, with all this doom and gloom going on right now. But actually there is quite a bit. I don't know what's going to happen in the next few weeks or months. Yeah, anyway, so DC signing off. Take care, everybody, and I hope you're all well.